more than 76 people have died, mostly women, who are protesting against hijab and also the other anti-women policies of in Iran. Now, you, Arshia ji, in your own life have seen how hijab was imposed in Kashmir. And my question to you was, why does the regime in Iran, like so many other regimes across the Muslim world, impose hijab so forcefully and with the kind of violence that we have seen in recent days?
Kamal, it's a good question. Why is it enforced so forcibly? As you said, I've written about it also how hijab was imposed on Kashmir. It came to us in 1989 90. Suddenly a diktat was issued. Uh, Normal life was getting disrupted. There were bomb blasts and everything. But in the middle of it all, there were these posters put up on poles and gates and in front of beauty parlors, wine shops, cinema houses that everything needs to be closed down. And at the same time, a diktat came up that you need to cover up, right? To distinguish between Muslim women and Pandit and Sikh women, the Pandit KP women were told to, they have this long earring to make it very prominent, or the tikka. And the Sikh women were told to wear the kada prominently so that they could be distinguished. So, if somebody did not comply by the diktat was from the Daktarani Millat, it's the militant wing of the separatist politicians, they would be attacked. It could be heckling in the public place, it could be acid attacks, and there were one or two news reports about knee capping, where you put a bullet to the knee to a girl who had worn a jeans, for jeans. So it did come to us forcibly. Hence, complete empathy with what is happening in Iran with the women. You have to understand the fact that Iran regime built a whole ecosystem of this enforcement of the hijab. They have something called the mutabayin. It's the morality police. It comprises of both men and women. So these women in black chadar, you can see in the videos, they go around all the cities of all the towns of Iran, and if they see even a strand of hair or an ankle or a finger or something visible, they will immediately go with these batons that they have, black batons. If somebody used to protest or show their dissent, they would be immediately bundled off, arrested to the notorious Evin prison. Evin prison is where some of the most horrific stories have come out from by the Iranian women survivors. That the guards there believe, the revolutionary guards, the IRGC, which is the
Yeah.
of Iran, they a very unruly prisoner, a woman who would refuse to conform. They were actually instructed that they needed to assault the woman so that when she is executed, she will go to heaven, because you cannot send a virgin to heaven. ये instructions कहाँ से आते हैं? This is the Ayatollah Khomeini. Khomeini's green book is very infamous. He wrote it, in which he justified rape. In fact, he even justified the sexual assault or sexual use of an infant. There are clear instructions how to go about it. So it's a very infamous green book of Khomeini, and that is where the whole ecosystem, the whole culture of this enforcement of hijab comes. Enforcing a hijab for in the this setup of Islam, it's not only just your religious identity; it's also to enforce that the women are to be are not to be seen, they are not to be heard at all. तो ये उसमें आता है. आप उसमें बुर्का रखें, आप उसमें एक the head scarf, or if you keep a niqab in which you have this, there are various forms. And then of course, as Kashmiris, we had to wear this abaya. There was a whole black, which is not indigenous to our culture. Kashmiri women never cover their faces. If you see our traditional dresses, we used to have just this beautiful headgear with lots of ornaments and everything. क्योंकि practical purpose ये था कि we were agrarian society. हमारी women field में काम करती हैं. जब आप झुकेंगे तो आपका जो भी कुछ होगा वो सामने आएगा. तो you had to tie it up.
Yes.
And very lots of societies do that. Russian women I've seen Turkish women, they always tie up the headscarf like this, but it's not mandatory to cover it. A strand should not be visible, or ye kaan nahi dikhne chahiye, nothing like that. It's just a headgear. The traditional dupatta works perfectly fine. This is the subcontinental dupatta. You can see it across cultures, across religions. The Sikh women wear it, the Kashmiri Pandit women used to wear it, they still wear it, Hindu women wear it. ये काफी है आपको अपनी modesty clothing करने का. You don't need to cover it all.
Yeah.
Because the idea is sexualization of the female body.
Yeah.
I used to talk to my male cousins also, because suddenly when we reached puberty and this whole thing, I was 15 at the time when the Kashmir insurgency started, and suddenly this diktat came, and for them, the males also, it is very humiliating, because you're telling them a female relative, जिसके साथ वो पले बड़े हैं, and they have grown up together, suddenly she's an object to you, which means you're putting doubts on the male relatives' mind that you don't have any control over yourself. So they used to feel horrified also. Okay, suddenly why are we supposed to treat you very differently? So this is the whole basis of the enforcement of the hijab, that women cannot be and should not be seen or heard.
Absolutely. Arshia ji, and in fact, in the recent case in Iran, I mean, the case that sparked these protests, Mahsa Amini, she was apparently not even objecting to, the hijab as
I
such.
believe it was a custodial death, because she just had these two strands open, and they took her. They must have beaten her. And if you really are, any sensitive place, that's what the forensic reports or something say. That's what the reports are coming out of Iran. And then the video shows that she's just sitting somewhere, and there must have been some kind of internal hemorrhaging, because she just collapses.
Yeah.
Right? So it is a custodial murder, definitely.
Yeah.
She's taken off, and if you see the videos, if you see those screaming women, dragged by their hair and pushed into those vans, and these protests have now, changed things there. Those vans are no longer visible, they say. Even the Mutwain, the morality police are no longer visible. They're very afraid of the people. But the people really got angry that, this is a Kurdish province. Iran ka jo ek Kurdish province hai. Kurdish women have been tremendously brave, all along history. And unka jo abhi ka slogan hai, Zin Zina Azadi. That's women, life, freedom. This is the Kurds have coined it. So yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. And we hope that in the days to come, their voices are heard, and people respond across the world in a way that they should respond, and with clarity about what exactly is happening.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.